Hello and welcome to the Denta Show Africa. My name is Denta and I'm joined by a young guy who I met in 2014, yeah? And I met him through the World Cup and he designed for the Black Stars, so the Ghana football team. He's one of the designers that I was put in touch with and he made some outfits. And that was kind of it. We kept in touch, you know, then I'll see his post and be, you know, making stuff for this person and that person. And then eventually his brand has just grown. If you haven't heard of chocolate, Google chocolate right now and add Kwaku Bediako to it. His name is Kwaku Bediako and he's sitting right next to me. Kwaku, welcome to the Denta Show.
Thank you so much.
How are you?
By His grace.
You're good?
I'm great.
Usually in Africa, when your parents hear that you are a seamstress, they will call it, not even a tailor, especially for a man, it's kind of not right. They look down on you. But it's something that you decided to do. It was your passion. Even though you're a science student, that's what you did at university. You put that aside and concentrated on this. Why?
Well, first things first, I think it's an honor. You know, so you've been a great inspiration on not just me, but a lot of the young ones, and you know, a lot of entrepreneurs who are looking to make it to, make it in life. I don't know what to start the story from. I think
let's start from when you told your dad. The daddy, I'm not going to be the scientist that you want, because your parents are very, senior
academic,
people.
Yeah. Both parents are professors.
Professors, and their son. And your brothers and sisters.
All my siblings read science, including myself.
Including yourself.
Yeah.
And then you decided to say, no, I want to be doing this.
Well, it wasn't particularly no. I think it was just so. Okay, so I've always been a creative kid.
Okay.
Growing up, I think I was just made for the show business, one way or the other. Growing up, I wanted to be an actor.
Okay. And what was your email address again?
My password.
What was your password?
My password. Hollywood 2012.
So basically, Kwaku knew, or wanted to be in Hollywood by 2012. So he made his password for his email address like
Hollywood
that.
2012. But guys, I've changed it too. So if you're planning to hack anything, it's changed. So Hollywood 2012 was the password. I always knew that I wanted to do something with entertainment. Okay. I grew up in Port Harcourt. My parents were teaching there in University of Riverside. And I think they did a great job in giving us the basis, or the basics, which was making sure that the basic elements of science we all knew. Yeah. And today, there's actually what is actually keeping us refreshed all the time. Is actually one of the main reasons why we're able to we're excelling in some aspect of the business. So I wouldn't particularly say no to me just saying, hey, say no to science, but I literally built on that. I used science to my advantage, and sort of used that as bait to move into the arts, to understand the arts a bit better. And thankfully we're here.
You're here. Yeah. And some people say that actually now you don't really need education. As long as you have your passion for something that you're doing, you don't really need to learn about anything else. No. Do you agree with that?
I totally disagree. I feel that there are three things I really abide by. Definitely the God factor. I'm very spiritual as well. Secondly, passionate. You being very passionate in whatever thing you're doing gets you to be successful. And the third element, which is dedication. Yeah. Now, dedication is dedicating time for your books if you're in school, dedicating time to learning anything you are convinced that will work, with or without the passion. So if, let's say, you are in uni now studying philosophy, for example, you need to be dedicated to it. You need to move in baby steps. You can't just say that, hey, I want to be an actor, so I want to quit university and go straight into acting. No, I don't believe in that. You know, business is very, very funny, and the world is so funny. Very interesting, I think that's the word. You will end up, you're always building on stuff. We met at this whole Black Stars campaign, and you know, it's been building upon building upon building, and today we have a great relationship that's propelling us in different aspects of stuff, and that's what actually education does. You know, you can't just say that, okay, because you want to be an actor, because you want to be a footballer, you should drop. No, if you're offered a deal, maybe in that at that moment, £5 million might be good, but education will teach you that, no, this is my value. This is where I am now, so maybe it should be 20 million. You know, so it's very, very key. I wouldn't want anybody to just rush in and follow their passion just because they're passionate about it. They need to be dedicated to the task that they're currently in now. And if it's education, they need to be dedicated towards it.
So I mean, you've got a son now.
Cairo.
You've got a baby.
Prof.
Would you encourage Prof to do science as well? Would you be be pushing him in his passion? That's what I want to know from you.
No, I think you know, growing up, how do I put this? I am me today because of the blend. You know, because of the blend. And you know, obviously the path that has worked, I want to sort of replicate the same thing, or try and replicate a similar thing, you know, for my son and my daughters, and you know, for my young sisters, and even for people who, you know, I work with. You know, I keep on advising them that, hey, although you need to follow your passion, you need to follow your dream, but you also need to be you need to understand that it's not just a clear-cut route. There are different aspects of things. So yes, I'm going to encourage my son to, well, you need to look at his promise, try and, you know, help him up with his weakness and build his strengths, right? And I mean, right from the word go, definitely sports. I'm going to try and put him into sports, definitely into music, definitely into the academia as well, because there's nothing like being at some level and having so much substance, Charlie. I guess substance. I mean, Charlie. Since day.
So let me take you back to 5 years ago. You setting up a business. It's not easy setting up a business. And for youngsters who are watching the program, who are thinking of setting up their business, what did you go through? What did Chocolate go through to make the brand what it is today?
I mean, it's a long story. I mean, we'll try and summarize it. But it's, you know, starting off, I get asked, hey, did you plan to be a fashion designer? And the answer is no. As I said, I knew I was going to be in entertainment. I knew I was going to be lifestyle, but I didn't know what exactly I was going to be doing in there. When I finished with uni, because of my field, and I used to sell laptops back in high school days. I used to sell stuff. A lot of
anything that you can get your hands on.
Anything legal. That I can get my hands on. And then when I got to uni, we used to organize a lot of parties. Obviously, the business side of things, not just the party bit. So people just saw the parties form of me forgetting that actually I was also making money off, you know, organizing events. So when I finished uni, the first deal was, hey, I wanted to set up my own art space, like my own events company. And through that, I was introduced to some key individuals, Mr. Ayesu, who's currently the GM for Multiproconcepts with Charterhouse. You know, and it was a blessing because, you know, he opened my eyes to not just the fact that, Charlie, I have to by force own my own business. You know, he opened me up to options. Right, and that helped me a lot. So I worked in the art space for a good 5 to 6 years, and I learned a lot. You know, I served a lot. You know, and I think that
sometimes you have to serve, right?
Sometimes, all the time. Even still at my level, I'm still serving. At 20 years from now, I'll still be serving. You know, I've always believed in, you know, a lateral line sort of relationship rather than always get yourself ahead and then be seen as the boss. You know, no. I mean, that doesn't pay bills, if you ask me. You know, once you're able to sort of put yourself in the position, put yourself in a situation, even if workers are able to even now see that, oh, even he is doing it. Oh, he's doing it this way, so I need to do it that way. You know, so it was a great learning process. And you know, and you know, I just didn't do things in relation to advertising or marketing communication. I was doing other buying newspapers, buying food for the boss, dropping the kids, you know, a lot of these things, and that helped me to bond a lot with my boss. That helped me on a typical Sunday. Hey, Kwaku, what are you doing, Charlie? I'm coming to pick you. You know, he comes to pick me, we go watch a movie, probably go for dinner, and then we head back to the office, straight to the office, to go and crack some brief that the clients are sent. And for me, what's fun for me, I felt like it helped me edge closer to my boss, and he showed me the art and the tricks effortlessly. You know, so it's imperative that, you know, to get to the top, you continuously serve even at the top. Even at the top.
So then, when did you actually register chocolate, and why chocolate? Why the name chocolate? Where did it?
So funny enough, so the mother company for chocolate is Fijina Yankson, which is actually my mom's name. So Fijina literally means a house that stands. We've got strong foundation, and that's what Fijina means. And Yankson pretty much is my mom's family name, which literally sort of means like it just goes back to tradition. And I want people to understand that that's what we're about. We're about tradition, and we're about making sure that everything we do stands and has got substance, pretty much.
But why chocolate? Where did you? Why?
Chocolate. So 2 reasons. When we first started, the idea was we want to build an Afrocentric brand. We want to build an African brand that can go global. We want a household name people can resonate with. What speaks to these 3 things, but you can easily relate it to something African, be it the color, be it whatever. So there are a couple of options, and then chocolate came up, and I was like, oh, chocolate. You know, and you know, for years back then till now, people refer to black men as chocolate brothers. You know, when you in a dialogue, when you hear 2 white ladies or some even black Americans talking, and then, you know, love me some chocolate brother. You know, so we thought that we could definitely, was a household name. 2, it was how I wanted people to see Africa as the new Africa, sweet, attractive. I mean, all the traits of what, you know, chocolate stands for. Most importantly, make clothes worth craving for. And, you know, it's without saying what chocolate is doing. I mean, you're wearing chocolate.
I'm wearing chocolate.
You've craved for it. Now you are wearing it.
I'm wearing it. I'm wearing it. And, you know, I mean, you've got the likes of Carl Loco wearing your stuff. You've had Boris Kodjoe, the high commissioners, but you name it. You got presidents wearing your outfit. How have you managed to grow the brand to where it is?
I think it was very deliberate. I mean, after being in the branding space for 6 years, you know, plus, you can't stop, but you can't work there and not have the whole idea of branding rub of you. Like, you can't. So, I mean, as I said, it was a great learning process for me at Brands and Products where I used to work, and those same elements were used. You know, we helped a lot of notable brands to build their brands, to get them back to number 1. I don't know whether I could mention some names, but
of course.
Sure. So brands like Club Beer, when we picked up Club Beer was number 2, about 13% market share. When I left the company, Club Beer was almost about 56% market share. So we, you know, not just that, and a couple of other, Alisa Hotel, which is now Swiss Style, a lot of interesting, you know, companies that we helped. You know, we helped uplift their brand image, and that obviously affected the perspective, you know, the perception of people, and you know, in the actual business space, perception is reality.
Definitely.
You know, so the task was very simple when we first started: build a global brand. You know, and we are still at that phase. We are still trying to make sure that the brand is so firmly solidified, like it's embedded in the hearts and the minds of people, you know, so that when you think African wear, chocolate. When you think about men, you think chocolate. When you think of our lifestyle, you think of chocolate. When you think of anything wearable, including condoms, you think of chocolate. It's wearable.
guy's not serious.
What do you think about weave? Well, so we want to build a brand so deep that it becomes like a Chanel, it becomes like a Gucci, it becomes like like without say. Even if you see the wackest and the plainest of shirts and you're told it's Chanel, you still want to buy it.
Yeah, true. We'll talk about Chanel and we'll talk about other big brands that we have out there in the UK. Are we as Africans, our branding, are we there yet? Do we have the products? Is our finishing on point? Is our packaging on point? Are we ready for the international market?
No, I think first things first. Let's address the bigger problem. Let's address the elephant in the room. We've always got it.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want to sound. I'm just going to be very. I'm going to answer this question in a very tactful manner.
Okay.
We've always been creative as Africans.
Okay.
We've always been. I mean, look at even what's trending now. Floral. Most of these floral prints. I mean, there are some places that I've been to in Africa, which is way more beautiful than a lot more places that I've been to in the West. That's and it's without say that all of these sites actually contributes to actually refresh or create some creative juices that makes us great designers. We've always had the stories, quick one answer stories. We've always had the right tools which we propel as Africans to get to the top as far as design and other areas is concerned. Unfortunately, I think that it boils down to the right packaging.
Okay.
Brands like Chanel, Gucci, Giorgio Armani, they've done remarkably well in packaging the story. They've done enormously well in building brands over the years. Is
it for investment? Are we as Africans, are we not investing?
Totally we are not. Totally we are not. I mean, I quite remember a couple of years ago, chocolate should have probably been in Selfridges by now. It should have been in Harrods by now. Charlie, you should have probably had Obama wear chocolate for his inauguration. Unfortunately, a business like chocolate starts, and people are a little bit skeptical about, should I put in money? I shouldn't. That was actually a story when I first started where, we just needed 8,000 Ghana cedis.
Wow.
80 million.
So how much is 8,000 in dollars?
I mean, back then it was about $2,000. Now, which is just about 1,500. Okay. Yes, and I mean,
you couldn't get anybody to invest in.
You can't. I mean, we've trust me, we've. And I wouldn't want to take the credit. You have the brands such as Christy Brown and Diaba Sewa and Kofi Ansan and a lot more others who are still pushing for this agenda. We're trying to showcase to people that it's a business worth investing in. We shouldn't look past it. In terms of unlike other businesses, lifestyle doesn't come with limitations. Once you're able to build the palette of a brand to this height, you can build over 2,000% profit. And people who understand, whose lifestyle resonates with it, will buy it. You have brands like Patek Philippe, which are costing $50,000, $80,000, $100,000, $200,000. And what that could buy a house in Trasaco. You understand? People are buying it. Go to their shops. It's full. So it should just tell you that once you have a solid brand, you can even oil doesn't come. Yeah. Even oil doesn't come. So it's been difficult.
But Kwaku, do you think that for someone to have made it, they need to be in Selfridges, they need to be in Harrods? Can we not make it in Africa and be successful? Do we have to be in those shops for us to be known as if we've made it?
It's quite interesting asking this question. I mean, I've been asking myself that same question. We have almost close to more than 1 billion people
in Africa
and a lot of access to good money. I think we can make it here. Okay. But as I said, we need to package our story well as Africans and then sell it to us Africans. We've never
selling to Africans, which is a problem maybe?
No, it's the packaging. The packaging, which is the whole in totality. Okay. The branding of it, the quality of it, certainly. that speaks to the finishing, that speaks to understanding different lifestyles, the different stories that as Africans we have to tell, understanding where we all sink. You know, I was in Zimbabwe, I heard that duku means scarf in your main language. And duku, I'm like, duku in tree means scarf as well. You know, so we need to be able to draw that correlation and figure out where cultures merge, and then where, like, you know, the where the separation is, and then where they can all diffuse and then form one together. And then sort of use that as insight to build different looks and different stories for the different cultures that we have in Africa. So my answer to your question is yes, we can repackage ourselves and then sell it back to Africans, but we have a lot of work to do, and then we need to, you know, we need to see it that, hey, before we even get to Selfridges, before we even get to Harrods, we are re-looking at all of these. Okay,
well, we're going to go for a short commercial break. We'll be right back. Guba Card welcomes you to the land of gold, Ghana. The Guba Card is a unique loyalty card which gives you the opportunity to enjoy discounts of up to 40% on goods and services. You enjoy discounts of the best of hotels, amazing restaurants, beauty lounges, spas, health centers, fashion houses and shopping centers in Ghana. The Guba Card can also be used as a prepaid Visa card with Access Bank, our partners, offering you conveniences on all payment platforms. Applications is safe, secure and valuable. Call us or WhatsApp us on 0245 156 705. Visit www.gubadiaspora.com. Guba Card, the best discount card in Ghana.
Imperial Homes Ghana and Great Britain has carved a niche for itself within the real estate industry as the premier provider of luxury homes in Ghana and England, with a mission to provide safe, good value, modern housing and personalized estate management services to its clients and customers. All our homes meet the Lifetime Homes Standard, as well as the highest standards of engineering excellence, safety, environmental sustainability, and cost efficiency. Imperial Homes, a signature of luxury.
With over 1.2 billion people, Africa is a large continent with a rapid economic growth, full of investment and business opportunities. It hosts numerous opportunities for entrepreneurs, businesses, and individuals. As Africa marches towards a better economic future, how do you become part of it? Who can you safely speak to? Where do you start? Think no further. Odana Connects. We have identified the challenges people face in getting the right people and discovering the right opportunities in Africa. Odana Connects will be the platform where people and businesses seeking opportunities in Africa meet and connect like never before. Odana Connect. Join our waitlist for early access this summer at www.odanaconnect.com. Hi and welcome back to the Dentist Show. I'm still joined by Mr. Kwaku Bediako, aka Chocolate. Yeah, you need to find out about the brand Chocolate. Hey. So we're actually in your place right now.
Definitely, Charlie.
So you've got a warehouse where you keep materials. You stocked loads of materials.
Yeah.
This is where all the magic happens. Talk me through the setup.
Well, so it's actually the process. So a client walks into the receiving area. You know, the first thing we try to do is to put the client at ease. It's like a loungy feel with very comfortable sofas. We've got drinks on deck. We've got some chocolates for the elegantly beautiful women who come in sometimes to assist their men. Or sometimes actually ask clients to, you know, they actually come in to actually order for their boyfriends, their, you know, communities.
So strictly for men?
Strictly for men, for
at
babies at the moment. But we did start off as a women's line. Yes, I'm sure we're walking through. No, never.
So what's
60% of our clients are women. Oh. They are the ones shopping for the men now. Shit, Charlie, crazy. Yeah, so we put them at ease, and then we walk them through what the process is. Well, we've got different lines.
Okay.
We've got two main brands. There's Chocolate by Kwaku Bediako.
Okay.
There's Urban by Chocolate.
Okay.
Urban by Chocolate is your ready-to-wear, kind of off-the-shelf kind of vibe.
Okay.
And then we have the bespoke, more tailor-made, which is Chocolate by Kwaku Bediako. Now with that, with the latter, we have a lot of fabrics, as you know. We've got almost close to about 20,000 plus types of fabrics that we've invested in and we continuously invest in. And the whole idea here is to speak to how different we want people to look like. Our mantra, be you, be different, actually means that be you, be different. We believe in the fact that everyone is different.
Yeah.
So what you wear should be different from what exactly. So we have enough variety for whatever purpose for which a person actually wants the outfit for. So yes, so after the client selects the fabrics, maybe he gets walked through different designs, which is just 20% of that. Of people, clients actually come to us and go like, hey, I want to see designs X, Y, Z. A lot of people have already seen some designs we do. They know the potential, so they come through. They trust us. Hey, listen, Kwaku, hey, Gifty, hey, Eugenia, I trust you guys. Make it happen. I'm going for a wedding. I want to stand out. Charlie, I want all the girls to be looking at me. I want all the men to go like, what the hell did you get an outfit from there? So we take that brief. Okay. We go through the numbers, the number that they want. We check due dates to try and figure out, to make sure that we are definitely, at least we streamline the order. They need it in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month. We talk about that. Prospects for probably how often they will come in. We take their birthday dates, their contacts to keep them in the loop in case there are new lines out, etc. So once that is done, we process the order. We run it in our system to try and figure out, whether or not, first things first, we can actually finish it short of that time, and we can then get back to the client and say, hey, sorry, your fitting was supposed to be in a week and a half, is actually now in a week. Can you make it, or you wait, etc., etc. So here's our admin space. That's where a lot of the craziness happens. We receive clients in a month, about 60 hours. Wow. But outside these 60 hours is craziness. That is where all the work happens. That's where we need to traffic what work comes in, what's going out, what has to be finished here, what has to be finished there. This space you see is our vibe area. You see the long table with the C logo. Pretty much it's just a reminder when you walk into the office. We just want to remind you that this is the space that you're in. You're here to work. There's a lot of craziness here. Let's make it happen. The culture is just for very intimate clients or very intimate relations to come there and then vibe with the space. We have a big signboard that says "Welcome to the future of fashion," because chocolate is definitely the future of fashion. So
Kwaku, did you find that when you were featured on CNN is when people started taking you seriously?
No, it was after I met you. Definitely when we did the stuff for the Black Stars. Definitely. Because with the Black Stars, it's in Ghana that it wasn't really a big deal. But Charlie, to do your national team's outfit, Charlie, that's huge.
Is that when your dad was like, whoa, my son is on CNN. This boy that I wanted to be a scientist is on CNN. Everybody's watching my son. I'm sure he must have got calls. And he must have felt really proud.
A lot of calls. It's without say that, a lot of the constraints that a lot of the roadblocks that we got before we got here was all to strengthen us. Was all to strengthen me as a person, to ask myself, Charlie, am I really sure? Because you see, apart from the business stress, you come home and there's family stress as well. Am I really sure? And that's actually what he did, to question me as a man, question me that, listen, later on you think it's just you're going to have a wife pretty shortly, you're going to have family, is it sustainable? And that's always how my dad has been, that's always how my mom has been. So I see it more or less like a concern rather than, hey, this is saying, no, don't go and do this, So fortunately for me, although I was going through the hard, I went through some pretty tough times. But again, I saw it as a challenge. Knowing me, I always love challenges. So I saw it as a challenge. And what that did for me was to power me to this point. So when it was happening, I know deep down, they knew I was going to make it. They knew that deep down I was going to make it. To even far greater points than even here. But it was just a reminder that, hey, listen, we've trained you well, we know you've got this, but Charlie, we want you to question yourself. So yes, after the CNN, I mean, after the World Cup, my dad was excited, but still not too much.
Sure.
Even during the CNN, the crew came to the shop.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I even introduced the crew members to my family. But it was still chill. Okay, fair enough. They're from CNN. Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's okay. But it was nothing big. There was no big deal there. But it was when it started airing, and a lot of my dad's friends started calling. So that's your home about CNN. So or no, but it's we know. Time when I came, he started dreadlocks. You know, so they questioning all that, and it got to a point. You know, he kept on. He would see me around the corner and was like, KB. Say what, yeah.
The thing you're doing.
Yeah, like help me understand. Like, how different are you doing this? Like, you know, and gradually, we helped him understand. You know, when we started growing as a team, hey, Daddy, this is X. He's coming to join us. This is what he'll be doing. He's doing part-time, but this is where we want the industry. This is where the section to go because this is what we're doing. So gradually, I think 4 months after we were, our story was being aired on CNN. I mean, my dad was like, okay, so he would occasionally come to the shop, come have a look at what we're doing. Is everything okay? You know, and it became more involved, and became less. He became generous. Okay. So as you see the space, we have a huge space. Now it's part of the success story. Okay. We are definitely not going to chop it out. It's definitely part of the success story. I mean, I've got access to over 15, 18 bedrooms that we are using for the whole empire we are building. And I mean, it's without saying that an integral part of our success has always been has been them accepting that, Charlie, you know what, let's go do this, let's build this.
Was there any moments that you had negativity from friends to say
I still do. I have remarkable friends. I have very close personal people who I've been through a lot of I've been through life with, people who know my story even before I started chocolate, people who've always been there, and even new people, even most of the workers, most of them are now my friends. But again, it's without saying that there are a lot more of them who are not genuine. Some of them who have never meant well, but now they sort of come to you as if you are the best of friends. Others who have never liked you, they will continuously never like you. Those who intentionally just come in because they are looking for faults. So it's generally just been very difficult. I mean, I met a couple of people who are like, are you you think you are doing this and you think you can get to the top, and even till date, people who just come in and drive all the way from wherever they are, just come and see my face that, wait, we don't get it. Is this the same KB we're partying back in Legon? Is this the same KB that's, this is our guy? But you don't know nothing. They didn't know nothing about me.
So how, a young person that's starting out, that is getting all this pressure from friends, like to pull them down, how do they keep that mentality of, I can do it, and not being pressurized by what people are saying?
No, I think it's very clear, my vision. Like, this is where we are looking to go. We are building a global brand. Okay. We are building an empire. We are going all the way to the top, and we are going to stay there for the next 20 million years, because it's been done. Okay. Chanel has done it. Giorgio Armani has done it. So
but what African brands have done it?
So for me, that is challenging for me. That is what I look up to and go like, you know what?
Because we should have African brands that we should say.
We should. I mean, our style, our sense of style, our
fabrics.
Even listen to our stories. Listen to our story. Listen to Kwaku's stories. Fiction as they may be, look how they're selling. Don't let me even go far. Look at Wakanda. How a fictional story like Wakanda can make global waves. That should tell you that we have what it takes. We are creative. We just need to be able, as I said, repackage it, make sure that all the elements are right, and keep it moving.
What would you think was one of the lowest moments for chocolate? One of your lowest moment where you felt like giving up?
Charlie, several of them. Several. I don't know. Week on week, the industry is suffering a lot from a lot of designers or tailors who are not true to their word. They tell you, hey, come pick up your clothes at 3 o'clock on Friday, go in the office and already. And unfortunately, it serves as a yardstick for you. You tend to suffer. So people come to you already having that mindset, and it becomes a challenge. Money. When people become very close with you, money becomes a problem. Even yesterday I had a fight. I'm all constantly having fights, and it brings me down because I'm a creative guy. You know, I'm a creative person who draws a lot of inspiration from the vibe. So there are a lot of people go like, Charlie, where do I get my energy from? Do I ever get pissed? Do I ever get bored? Yes, I do. And those are my downtimes. You know, so it's just the issues in the industry that really bring me down. But again, it doesn't happen for more than an hour. I mean, I've got a great wife, Miss Ikea, who's always making sure, hey, are you okay? Are you good? I've got the likes of Gifty and Eugenia or Guessing and a whole lot of the guys who are constantly making me laugh. And
excellent. And you make people
making
laugh
me
as
shout,
well.
yo! You know, after that shout, we know that, you know, the work is going to be done. You've got great personalities from around the world. Matthew Mensah, who's actually sitting in front of me, feeling like he's some guy. Who's always like, once in a while, yo, Charlie, what's up, man? You know, I mean, just great people are around me, great vibes around me. I travel a lot. I love to travel because again, it sort of serves as a great escape for you.
And inspiration as well. You can quickly.
Definitely. And of course, you got the likes of you, who's always, Charlie, when we think we are, you know, getting big strides now, then they change the marking scheme. So we are always catching up. We don't let the downtimes affect us. No.
So what would be your advice to a young person that's starting out in your industry as a male, which is, you know, predominantly seen as a woman's thing? Someone that has dreadlocks like yours, which is, the image of you is somebody that's smokes weed, does this, clubs, does that, not taken serious as they should be. What would your advice be to them?
No, I think first things first. I feel like I will urge them first of all not to rush. Calm down. Calm down. I think that's to start with. Calm down. You know, we are filled with so much passion. You know, like when I wake up, sometimes I have some of my workers asking me, do you sleep? Because like last night, we went out, I got home 2 a.m. by 4-5 hours up. You know, there's so much energy, but I've come to realize that you just need to calm down. Calm down, plan well. You need to have a plan. You know, you need to have a plan.
So you need to plan well?
You need to plan well. You need to have a great vision. You need to be able to see what people don't see. You know, you need to be able to separate yourself from the pack and really see what people don't see to start with. And plan accordingly. Because without this, you will just be moving. You will just be moving. I mean, I'm so excited CNN came in at that time. It didn't come in when I first started because we would have probably been exposed too much and we wouldn't have grown organically and then would have been messed up. So have that fire, but calm down, have that vision and plan accordingly. Definitely. But again, be who you are. Never change. Never change for people. For me, I'm still me.
They tell you to cut off your dreads. They tell you to cut it off.
They're still telling me. But I ain't going nowhere. You know, if I cut it, it's because I'm changing it. Maybe because I'm going to start dragging my little goatee. Or maybe I'm going to start growing some hair in my ears. Or something like that, But be you and be different. So then, a couple of weeks ago, one of my very, very good big brother figure who, you know, advises us on, you know, what to do, what not to do.
So you have a mentor. You have a mentor as well.
I've got a lot of mentors.
It's important.
Yourself, sister.
It's important to have mentors.
Very,
I'm just trying to get that out.
Very key. Godfathers, godmothers, to put it, And then his mom, who was an A's broadcaster for like 20, 30 years. She's someone who's an advocate for women. Great. Who's been a broadcaster for more than 20 years. Started a dream. Started a quest to tell the story of successful women, both in Ghana and Africa and the rest of the world.
Okay.
And she came out with the first edition.
Okay.
So she named the book Women of Extinction. And I mean, you know, I just couldn't help it but to buy for the women in my life who've been extinct in their dealings. And I wanted to present it to you here.
Oh, wow.
Tear rubber crown. I've not even cut it. Yeah, so this is from me, Kwaku Bediako, from the whole chocolate team. To you, Denta.
Thank you so much.
It's got very instrumental women in there, and I told her that she missed out on one person, which is you. So I'm sure they'll be reaching out to you, Charlie. Yeah, you need to be.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I would like to say, Kwaku, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much as well. Thank you for having me.
I wish you all the best in your endeavours.
Thank you very much.
And we pray that we will see you in most of the African countries, not just Ghana, and we will see you in London in Selfridges and Harrods.
Amen.
Thank you so much for watching the Dentist Show. I hope you've inspired by Kwaku Bediako's story and how his journey has unfolded and how he's become the brand name Chocolate. Stay blessed.